It seems over the past year in particular, there has been an outcry from the Prince community that Prince's work from the 90s does not get the attention that it so desperately deserves. So today we're going to go and look back and revisit his album commonly known and commonly spoken as the Love Symbol album. And I say commonly spoken because the name of the album is an unpronounceable symbol, a very important symbol because it would be Prince's name for a very short period of time. Now then, Prince had early versions of this symbol that you can see on the cover of his album 1999, as well as graffiti art in the film Purple Rain, and it was used in different variations through other albums prior to the release of this particular project. Leading up to this project though, Prince had the idea of naming his next album a symbol. He brought his ideas to Mitch Monson and Lizzie Lucy, who worked for the Minneapolis-based design studio HDMG and were actually on staff at Paisley Park as art directors. The three of them went through over 1,000 different hand-drawn designs before Prince finally made his decision on the symbol that we would all come to know. The symbol would end up becoming the name of his next project, a rock fantasy opera about the crown princess of Cairo who seeks Prince for her protection, and not only her protection, but the protection of an ancient relic with mystical powers known as the Three Chains of Turin, and when put together form this symbol. She is on the run with the chains as her father was just murdered by his own security team who were looking for them. Outside of this main narrative, we also get a side story of Prince doing some soul searching and examining who he really is while avoiding the press as they're trying to pin allegations onto him because the princess is allegedly only 16 years old. The Love Symbol album was released October 13th, 1992, peaking at number 5 on Billboard's Top 200 and peaking at number 1 in the UK as well as the top 10 in 11 different countries, selling over 2 million copies worldwide. Multiple singles were released for this project. Sexy MF peaking at number 66 on Billboard's Top Singles and number 4 in the UK. My Name is Prince peaking at number 36 on Billboard's Top Singles and number 12 on the R&B charts. Seven, which so fittingly peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Singles, selling over 500,000 copies as a single alone. Damn You, which peaked at number 32 on the Billboard single charts, and The Morning Papers, which peaked at number 44 on the Billboard singles charts and number 52 in the UK. Several videos were released for this project, and all of them are different cuts, and I should say full cuts, compared to what we see in the film that accompanied this project called Three Chains of Gold, which was released later on August 16, 1994. Sexy MF, which would get its own VHS release of a 9-minute long movie version of this song.
When we take that walk. Come here, baby. Yeah. You sexy mother.
To whom it may concern, a video that was primarily used to advertise this project.
To whomever it may concern, you must come to your senses.
My Name is Prince, which there are 3 different cuts of this video. Seven. Damn You. The Morning Papers.
In time of the morning paper.
Love You to the Nines. The Continental. I Want to Melt With You.
Oh yeah.
The Max. Sweet Baby.
Sweet baby.
And finally, Blue Light.
I like a blue light. Can you turn on a blue light?
To further promote this project and to give you more enhancement to the storyline was not only the aforementioned Three Chains of Gold movie, but a Three Chains of Gold comic book and a TV special called Act 1, which debuted on December 18th, 1992 and was followed up with the Act 1 and 2 tours. The original cut of this album had an album intro which explained to you the story that you're getting ready to go into, and there was also 8 segues which also kept the narrative going. But when the final cut of this album came to be, only 2 segues were left, and 2 other ones were severely edited down and mixed into other songs, breaking up the narrative completely and making the storyline completely confusing. I will do my best to explain what is happening as we go along throughout these songs. The album opens up with the song My Name is Prince. Prince performs this song in a really raspy, grimy voice as he tells a tale of himself, exposing the duality of his Gemini nature as he questions the broken world that we live in. In the song, he reminds everybody exactly how funky he is as he drops some really good bars. Reminding everybody exactly where he came from, he also samples some of his own songs in the very intro of this particular song, that being I Want to Be Your Lover, as well as Controversy. Tony M joins the song, dropping a really long 32-bar verse, dipping into his faster Big Daddy Kane flow this time around. Originally on this album, previous to the song, was an album intro. By way of an unknown narrator, they let us know that it's the year 1997. A young child named Michael digs up a box containing the 3 chains of gold and brings it to his mother, the princess. She is watching a news report that's presented by reporter Vanessa Bartholomew, played by the late Kirstie Alley. Prince had met Kirstie Alley back in 1991 at the Special Olympics where he was performing at. The two of them became really good friends, and he would even visit her on set. Her character Vanessa tells the world that Prince is touring his new opera. The princess, played by Maite Garcia, reminisces about the first time she met Prince, which is when she was watching Prince perform the song My Name is Prince on TV, which originally would have led into the song My Name is Prince.
Come here, baby.
We then go into the drum sensational song known as Sexy MF, a song that on the surface seems like a really filthy, nasty song, but when you actually break down and listen to the lyrics, it's actually a very sincere song about love and faithfulness as he's looking for someone that he can connect to on an intellectual level and not just a physical level. In the storyline that we're trying to follow, Prince has not yet met Maite, so this song represents that he's actually looking for someone special. Love to the Nines is one of those special Prince songs where he takes like 3 different songs and blends them into one seamlessly, proclaiming, I don't want to even hear you mention the word love unless you plan on loving me to the nines, which is slang, of course, for loving you to the utmost. On the song, we get some great spoken dialogue between Tony M and Maite. There was supposed to be a segue after this song of Prince's keyboardist Tommy Barbarella giving him a box. The box contained the 3 chains of gold, as well as a VHS tape of Maite introducing herself and explaining how powerful and important the chains are and for him to protect them.
Could drink and be back in time for the morning paper.
The Morning Papers is a bigger-than-life ballad with an epic guitar solo. In the song, the question is proposed, why is age more than a number when it comes to love? In the story, Prince thinks that the princess is a little bit naive for him, but for whatever reason, he cannot get her off his mind.
Oh, I grind the axe. That's when I go to the max.
We then go into the song The Max, an explosive dance track where Prince warns those who want to get close to him that when it comes to intimacy, he takes it to the utmost maximum. In the storyline that we're following, at this point he is starting to date Maite and he wants to take it to the max, but she's not ready to go there yet.
'Cause it's written all over my face, like Avion and the hate.
Before we get to the song Blue Light, we get one of the segues which actually made it on the album. In this segue, reporter Vanessa is calling up Prince, trying to get details on his relationship with Maite, as her research says that she's only 16 years old, which we find out later on is absolutely untrue. But during the conversation, she brings up the fact to him that she's recording the conversation, which he immediately hangs up on her. The song Blue Light is about Prince and Maite trying to find something to keep their relationship on the hot side, as it's alluded they've tried everything possible except actually it, sexually speaking.
To the bottom of your ankle chains. We gon' shake and shake and shake till we both do.
We then go to the song I Wanna Melt With You. In the song and the storyline, Prince really turns on the heat sexually, leading to Maite in the song as well as the storyline giving herself to Prince. In the song there is a line that says,
You must have been a virgin. What am I guilty of?
This lets the listener know in the storyline that he has realized that he was her first, This makes him feel very uncomfortable, and he actually ends up leaving her and breaking up with her.
So he left you for another fool. Yes, a fool.
This takes us to the ballad Sweet Baby, a song about a woman who has just given herself to a man only for him to leave her and break up with her. The song provides comfort and encouragement to keep your head up and keep moving on, and don't let people like that ruin your chances for love. Originally, there was a segue after this song where the bandmates are trying to cheer Prince up, as he's really regretting breaking up with her as he still can't get her off his mind. We go into the Continental. This song is basically two songs blended together. The first half of it is a really upbeat dance track where Prince is bragging on his bedroom skills while making mentions of Maite's dance tricks to keep the storyline going. And the other half of the song is a slowed down groove led by Carmen Electra rapping about what she would want you to do to her in the bedroom. We then go into the jazzy and beautiful Damn You. In the song and the storyline, Prince cannot get this girl off his mind, and he is absolutely miserable without her, realizing that damn you, I need you. At the end of the song, Vanessa is back, attacking him and trying to question him into a corner, calling him arrogant. Which leads us into the song Arrogance, which Prince is explaining to everybody that the reason he does the crazy things he does is because he's cursed with being arrogant. The song is slightly over a minute long, with it ending with Vanessa coming back, bringing up the accusations that the princess is 16 years old again, before the song abruptly cuts off and goes into the next song, The Flow. The song The Flow is where Prince and Tony M trade raps back and forth, talk about how the media is always trying to control them and create different personas about them. Originally, this song ended with a segue of Maite, who is now back with Prince, explaining to him that her father was killed for these 3 chains of gold, and she was left with a $10 million inheritance. And she's afraid that the same men that killed her father will be coming for her. We then break into the epic song known as Seven, a song that is divided as far as its interpretation and its explanation. There are those out there that simply say that this song is about the record industry, and that the 7 major record companies will die in time, leading to a metaphorical heaven on earth for artists. Then there are those that theorize that this song is about the tribulation and end times. One day all 7 sins will die, and there will be a literal heaven on earth, bringing forth an unimaginable world of beauty and peace. These differences in interpretation is something that should be fun and exciting to talk about amongst other Prince fans. But there are those out there that take these different opinions personally. This is why I always say that discussions are great, but debates are only 1 octave level away from being an argument. Originally, this song ended with a segue of Maite prophesizing to Prince of things to come, before going into the song And God Created Woman, a beautiful retelling of the story of Adam and Eve. We then go into the epic conclusion of the storyline, but not the album, with the amazing song known as 3 Chains of Gold.
I've got 3 chains of gold. They will shine.
This song takes you on a journey of the entire storyline behind the album.
This is the best day of my life.
It is told in a grand scale of opera and classic rock that just completely melts your mind.
This morning I wanted a cup of coffee, but I didn't.
The metaphors and wordplay are one thing, but the delivery and soundscape itself makes this one of the best songs that Prince has ever arranged. Originally, there was a segue flashing back to 1997, where Prince, Maite, and their son Michael is getting on a plane to head back to Minneapolis, being told by the same unknown narrator from the beginning of the album's intro that was originally supposed to be there. Before Vanessa's voice is heard echoing everywhere, "Why don't you tell me the truth?" We close out with the song The Sacrifice of Victor. In this funky hip-hop gospel masterpiece, Prince tells the story of Victor, short for victorious, and all the different sacrifices that he had to make to become victorious. In the song, Prince personally talks about the issues he had to deal with health-wise as a child and how he overcame those.
I've spoken about this before, but I was born epileptic, and I used to have seizures when I was young.
Before going into the pain and suffering of African Americans, and how as a people they have overcome, rose, and become victorious. Many news outlets actually took this song literal and thought that Prince had changed his name to Victor, even claiming that his new symbol that he would go by after this album was pronounced Victor. Aside from the album intro and the segues that were cut from the album, there was also a song that didn't make the final track list, and that was However Much You Want.
How much can you get if you just put your mind to it?
There was also a video for And God Created Woman, which was also not released.
And God created woman.
This album was released in 3 different versions. The original cassette and CD releases had the symbol actually painted on the plastic case, whereas the re-releases did not. And there was also a limited gold version as well. Thank you for joining me on the channel. Please like and share this video as much as possible. And as always, please subscribe to the channel. And by the way, in case you didn't know, I do have a Patreon account if you want to support the channel directly. That information is always down below. I will see you on the next episode where I finally talk about an album that I've been dreading to talk about. I'm gonna go ahead and just rip the band-aid off and get to it. So I'll see you on that next episode. Until then, I wish you heaven.